Of Google Hangouts live from TEchCon here in Baltimore. We're excited this evening to start off our Google Hangouts here with Rob Shattuck, EVP and Chief Technology Officer here at TEConnectivity. So, Rob, let's just dig right in, if you will.
Okay,
all right.
sure.
First, tell us, what is TEchCon and why should we be excited about it?
Right. Well, TEchCon is, well, you know, back up a little bit. TE has 7,000 engineers around the world, 20-odd design centers. And a few years back, we were trying to figure out how do we better connect all these engineers. We have more people solving connectivity problems than anyone else in the industry. And so, you know, the power of that network of people working together is incredibly strong. So we wanted to connect all our engineers and technologists together on a more regular basis, help them form bigger networks. And so TEchCon is our internal technology conference. And we have 350 engineers here showcasing products. That's the background noise you can hear.
Yeah.
The showcase getting underway. And 90-odd conference papers and some fun. You know, we drink beer, stuff like that.
Good. Well, we're excited this year to actually be broadcasting with some of our experts live from the show floor. Now, we know that you're extremely excited about the Internet of Things, and it's your topic of choice tonight. So just tell us, how do you define the Internet of Things?
Oh.
I know, it's a pretty meaty question.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? That's kind of the how long is a piece of string kind of question, really, isn't it? So, you know, there's a billion different definitions of what the Internet of Things is. And in a way, it's nothing new. This has been talked about for, I don't know, 10, 20 years, the connected world, machine to machine, you know, everything connecting to the internet. What we're going to see is precisely that. More and more devices connecting up to networks. But really what makes the Internet of Things special is that these devices and things interact. And that you have services that sit above that, collecting data from all these different things, and then creating insights from that data. And it could be something as simple as, you know, collecting data from traffic cameras, parking meters, and traffic lights, try and find where to park in a city. There's a billion different examples. Of course, it's a chicken and egg problem. The Internet of Things relies on having things. And you won't have an Internet of Things until there's more things, and so circular thing at the moment. But it's this interconnected machinery and sensors out in the world delivering data, and that data is then going to be processed to look for new insights and new learnings.
So can you tell us how TE is impacting the Internet of Things?
Yeah. Well, the Internet of Things is very, very important to us, both as a consumer and as a potential producer. You know, one of the obvious things about the Internet of Things is you can't have an Internet of Things unless you have things.
Right.
And we're, in many ways, a thing maker. You know, at the moment, we make a lot of the things that go into all the electronics that surround us, all the energy systems and everything else. Very broad collection of products. I mean, we make 95 billion things in a year, and about 1 million different saleable products. So to us, the Internet of Things is important at many layers. One is there's going to be a lot more hardware devices out there. We supply the componentry into those hardware devices. We're enablers of that. Many of our customers are looking to try and sort of use combinations of our products, our components, our sensors, our ability to package for harsh environments and create sort of thing sub-assemblies for us. And so we're interested in enabling a lot of our customers to make the things. And then actually we're starting to collect data off some of those things we make. So we have this multi-layer interest in what's happening in the emerging Internet of Things.
And a lot of those depend, as you said, a lot on innovation. So we make the things now, but it's innovating to help bring that all together in the future. So how does TE create this environment of innovation to support us?
Right, yeah. Well, of course, that environment of innovation is a lot of what TEchCon is about. You know, we're trying to create. Now, let me step back a bit. You know, people think about what innovation is, and it's finding new ways of solving problems. Really, often people, I think, tend to think of it as being a product, you know, new idea, but it's finding new ways of solving problems. And I think one of the things we do really well at TE is we co-engineer and co-develop with our customers.
Yeah.
And so, quite often we're in conversation with our customer. They're talking about a problem for, cooling a piece of electronics, and we start to redesign the way our products work to get better airflow. We co-create, we co-invent with these people, and so we also need to create that internally as well. It brings us back to what TEchCon is about.
Yep. Why we're all here.
Why we're all here. We're all here discussing, the different problems, problems we're trying to solve, customer problems. And so what we try to encourage in TE, I don't think uniquely, but definitely it's something we're really working hard on, is getting all our people to work together, to collaborate, share their experience, share their knowledge, and focus on the fact that the important thing is to solve problems. Then there's a lot of detail to get it into manufacturing. But if we really start thinking about, how do we solve customer problems, that helps create a culture of innovation.
So there's a lot of really interesting applications out there. What gets you really excited about the Internet of Things?
There are so many. I think if I think internally for a moment, our factories, we have 120 factories, and they've got a wide collection of machinery in them. And sure, we can kind of monitor them remotely. We can, look at our molding machines and see how they're doing. But really what we want to do is bring the things right down into every process. Because that's going to improve not only our productivity and yields, but ultimately it's going to start to improve our customer service. The more we understand about the dynamics of our factories, the better we can plan, the more responsive we can be. So that's really exciting. I get, from a car point of view, connecting vehicles into the internet. I mean, everyone's talking about it, but it's going to be a plus and a minus. It's going to make driving safer, but who needs a fast super driving machine if you're locked into driving at the same speed as everyone else? But it's an exciting space.
Great. So what is the next big wave of IoT in terms of how you think it's going to affect us? So we talked a lot about things from manufacturing and so forth. We're talking about automotive. What do you think is going to have the biggest impact on our lives coming up here?
Wow. That's the obvious answer, I guess, to the question is sort of health monitoring and stuff like that, which is where IoT and wearables kind of converge. This is what everyone's talking about, this ability to, appear at the doctor's surgery and not just have your temperature taken then, but have all your, vitals, blood pressure, temperature, all this stuff. It's been recorded for the last couple of months, and, the trend analysis is done. That's great. It's going to impact us in all sorts of different ways, in the way we, conserve energy, way we interact with devices. I like also the idea that it'll change the way I think we go about our lives in terms of, let's say, finding food and stuff like that, or restaurants. We all have this problem at the moment that, when am I going to go for brunch? Well, maybe that's not a universal problem, but I have that problem every Saturday. And, you start looking through Open Table and Urban Spoon, and it's just kind of painful. I want to be able to walk down the street, and then, the reviews come up. So everything is interconnected in this way, and that's going to change the way we behave.
So, just think for a second here. Imagine it's 2020. Walk us through what an IoT connected world is like.
What an IoT connected world it looks like. Wow. I guess, there's going to be things like, I'm going to wake up in the morning, my schedule's going to be there. It's probably going to be on the thing, whatever it is that woke me up. So quite often that's my phone, but it needn't be. I'm going to know a lot more about the traffic patterns to get to work. Hopefully I don't have to go to the office every day, but I'll be seeing, the traffic patterns, So that tells me how much time have I got. I've got a much better idea of it. I can take the dog for a longer walk.
Yep.
You know, while I'm taking the dog for a longer walk, you know, it's going to be, we're going to be monitoring, you know, where we went last time. You know, there's stuff I can, all sorts of things I can do on my dog walk that I can't do before. See how fast the dog's going and probably how fast I am. I think that, you know, you can come up with many scenarios, but what it means really is we're going to be interacting with the machines around us in a rather seamless and straightforward way. That's the change that's going to happen.
Well, we put this out there for our social audience, and we have a couple questions come in through Twitter, so we'll just take the next couple minutes here and go through those.
Sure.
So the first one that came in was, now that the internet-connected objects are becoming so intimate, what's being done to address privacy concerns? What do you think needs to be done?
Wow, I mean, that's a really fundamental question, isn't it? And I think it goes to one of the hearts of the debate about IoT, which is this kind of chicken and egg thing. You know, do you solve the privacy problem and then put stuff out there? Or do you put stuff out there and then wait to see what the privacy problems are? I think so far what history has taught us is that the things are going to go out there and then people are going to discover privacy problems that they didn't even know they had. And then technology is going to be put in place to kind of protect that, regulation gets put in place. I mean, you know, just think of some of the recent things on Twitter, you know, with these sort of, you know, hate campaigns that get done on Twitter and stuff like that. Now, what do? You would never have thought about that, or maybe people did think about it before Twitter was out there. Now it's there, these things unfold and people have to regulate for it. So, chicken and egg, but I think stuff's going to go out there and then people are going to find to address privacy. Yeah,
it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens as this moves forward. So the other question we have here is the maker culture, that we all know so well, is a fast-growing niche. What are the main challenges to tackle in this sector?
Wow, now that's almost a non-IoT thing, isn't it? I mean, you know, we're makers. That's what we do. So, I think that's it's going to be really exciting to see what happens there. I just love the creativity that people are now enabled with, you know, the 3D printers, the low-cost laser cutters, low-cost CNC machines. And then on top of that, you know, one of the things that I'm always fascinated by is this low-cost computing. I mean, computing gets so cheap, so low cost. You can do all these things that you couldn't do before. So, you know, you can now start to sketch out a design, and computers can really fill in all the detail for you. So making is going to hit a wider and wider community of people, because the computation is going to be done by the machines. The filling in the details done by the machines. And so more and more of your creative energy can get focused into the idea and then let the machines do the making. That's going to be a really interesting place to be.
It'll be really exciting. Well, we're about time here. I know you've got to get out there to all these people that, that are bustling in, but thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure.
Like I said, it's been pretty popular out there, so hopefully we can answer some questions for the audience.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
See ya.